So there are a lot of people asking me to explain everything what I wrote down. So here we go. One world religion. Eventually they want a one world religion. You already see all these religion wars going on. So that's the problem that they caused, and now they're coming up with the solution. One world religion. Multiple vaccinations to lower the immune system is already obvious, so I don't need to explain that. Climate craziness. Well, eventually we need to pay for climate, folks. Climate tax. It's about to come. Climate craziness. I think a week ago I ordered some T-shirts, and there was like the package, how many kilograms it is or how many the weight is, and below that there was like a CO2 kind of thing, like how many you spend. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They're already showing you the CO2. So, and what are they going to do with this eventually? Um, so let's say you're not driving a car, you'll be able to travel more then. If you're driving a car daily, it may not be possible for you to travel because it takes a lot of CO2. So they're literally giving you a limit of CO2s to spend, and you have a limit on it. What does that say? Control, control, and control. In the name of health, in the name of climate, and in the name of your grandma. They're going to say, "Oh, don't you love your grandma? Then just listen what we have to say. Don't you care about the planet? Then listen what we have to say. Don't you care about the trees, or don't you care about this and that? Then just listen what we have to say. Control, control, and control." They're blaming it on other things, and eventually they're just going to literally just going to corner you, and eventually you have to listen to them, right? Because you want to think good things about the planet, right? You want the planet to do good, so listen and just obey them. That's their thing. And also the same thing with health. Listen to them because you love your grandmother, right? You don't want her to die because of COVID, so listen to us. That's what they are talking about here also. So there you go. One world government. I already see it in Eastern Europe. A lot of governments are breaking down in Europe, especially the east side of it. And eventually, I believe in Europe they're gonna start in Europe because you have a lot of countries on one continent. They're going to start a one world government. That's their end game. So you already see all the things what's happening in the crisis and oil prices and inflation. Eventually, they're going for the one world government. Now, it may sound crazy, but eventually, the problems that they will cause and the solutions that they will come up, you may think like, hey, okay, it's obvious, but it's something else. Control, control, and control. Let's go to get rid of the farmers. You already see it right now. Bill Gates has 70% of the entire farmland in the United States. 70%. What the hell is he going to do with these farmlands? Is he going to be a farmer? No, he's not going to be a farmer. What is he going to do? Well, not just he. What is the entire government going to do with this? They want to get rid of the farmers, and they want to replace this with huge cities. They want to build more buildings, and they want to get rid of the farmers. No more biological food, just pure from the government. And they already put up a lot of narratives, especially in Europe. How many narratives they're coming up like with? Oh, the farmers, are bad for the environment, or the farmers are causing this, causing that, and that makes the farmers not make much money. What does that say? The farmers are out of business, and they have to go to big central cities because they cannot make money here. So their kids won't be farmers. They will move to big central cities. And what are big central cities? There are cities that are more controlled, so they can rule over you very easily. Government-based food, so it's just a centralized city, closed city with a lot of people living on it, obviously, with apartments and that stuff. So you're just literally living in a controlled city. That's what they want. One world currency. We can talk about this. We already spoke about this a lot of times. One world currency. They just want one currency Right now, they have they are going to have a CBDC, central bank digital currencies. They already have different ones: yuan, dollar, euro, and even more to come. But eventually, they want a one world currency. Government-based food, just like I said about Bill Gates owns 70% of the land, of the farmland, and also, this also explains more about the government-based food. They're going to blame you because you like meat, right? You like meat. You know what they're gonna say? Oh, you don't care about the animals. So, they're going to push a narrative of when you're going to eat meat, you're selfish. You're a horrible person. That's the narrative, folks. You're a horrible person. You need to eat our food, our vegan, plant-based food, but I mean the food from the government. And a lot of people are also asking like, why do they want to do this? Well, the food is more controlled. They can put in whatever they want to put in, right? If it's like food from the farmers, it's harder to do that. So government-based food, they're already coming up with a lot of a lot of shit with bugs. If it comes to like burgers that are made from bugs, and you may think like, what the fuck? But it's actually like the kind of things from the bugs that they are putting in. So it looks like a burger, it tastes like a burger, but it's from the bugs. And that's the government-based food. They want you to eat their food. And if not, they're going to tell you, listen, you don't care about animals, you're selfish. Same thing with climate. You don't care about climate, you want to deny this, you are selfish. Same thing with a lot of things that they're going to do. Like, oh, you don't want to participate in our internet, you're selfish because you don't think about other people. Same thing with the vaccinations. You don't care about other people, or you don't want to be vaccinated. You're selfish, right? They're going to give you like a feeling, a guilty feeling, like, oh, just because you are not are like not cooperating with this, or you're not cooperating with the climate, you're not cooperating with the vaccinations, that already makes you a selfish person. You don't care about your grandmother, you don't care about the world, you don't care about the animals, you don't care about other people. You're selfish. And that's why people comply, because they don't want to get other people telling them that they are selfish, because they're gonna cry. They don't want that, so they must obey, right? All right, here we go. Race wars, I already explained that. Cyber attacks. Credit score system. What does that say? Credit score system. So it already happens in China. So a credit score system is actually an app where you have points. So I don't know what the points are, but they're like varying from like 350 to like 1,000 or something, or like 1,300. But actually, the point is, if you have lower points, if it comes to let's say you spread rumors, actually truth, about the government, your points will be lowered. If you are actually, this really happens in China. If you're donating blood, your points will go up. If you are talking good about the government, your points will go up. But if you do bad things, and if you are not visiting your grandmother or something, that's also their thing. But I think that's more a traditional thing in China. But if you're not visiting your grandmother often, your points will go down. And what does that mean? If your points are going down, that means you don't have much rights. So you don't even have the right to travel. You don't even have the right, maybe not even to pay if you have too low points. So it's like an app with those points. So it's really a game of life. And this is really scary. If this will be implemented in the United States or in Europe, we're fucked, folks. We're really fucked. Gender neutral. They're already coming up with the LGBT thing in cartoons, which is obviously ridiculous. Um, because if a kid is going to watch a movie, they don't care about who wants to fuck others, or like what the sexual preference is. Those kids just want to enjoy the movie or the series, right? But now they're coming up with these LGBT stuff to confuse those kids, and eventually it just takes two generations to forget. If it comes to, there are just two genders, man and a woman, male and a female. But it just takes two freaking generations to make sure that they believe that there are more than two genders, folks. These people are fucking crazy. And eventually their end game is gender neutral. They want, I mean, this is way far, but eventually they want gender neutral people so they cannot produce. What does that mean? More controlled, and also not much people on the planet because you cannot produce. They want people less to produce. It already happens in China, right? You can just have two kids. That's it. If you have more, well, we may kill one. All right, universal basic income. It already happens right now, folks. Universal basic income. People are begging for money. They don't have jobs, right? The economy collapsed because of them. They create a problem. What's the solution? Universal basic income. We're the government. We're going to help you, folks. We're going to help you. We're going to give you money. Yeah, $1,500 every single month. But what does that mean? You are a bird in a cage. You got fed every single day, right? You get food, you're happy, but you are in a cage, folks. You want to be a free bird, but yet it's not guaranteed to make money, but yet you can make a lot of money, but you're free. That's when you're outside of the universal basic income. But if you want to stay in here and still be a slave and take their money and still be that bird in the cage, they can control over you very easily because they control your money. Hey, if you do something bad, the credit score system, you talk bad about the government, they may stop this. And what happens? You have to obey. You'll owe nothing and you'll be happy. The last one on this, actually this is the second last, but you'll owe nothing and you'll be happy. What does that mean? You eventually in the future you'll not be able to rent or like buy a car. You cannot buy a car. You cannot buy a house because houses are expensive, right? As of nowadays, people cannot even buy a house if it comes to houses near the city. So eventually you have to rent everything. You have to rent even maybe your shoes. I mean, who knows? I don't think it's going that far, but let's see. But eventually you have to rent electronics. You have to rent cars. You have to rent your house because if you rent it, they have more control. They can stop this. Okay, they can say, "Oh, you're talking bad about the government." Okay, listen. We're gonna take away all the things, and yeah, and if you own it, they cannot take it away from you, right? So this is a perfect thing, a perfect opportunity for them to have more control. So it's just a perfect opportunity to have more control over you because you don't own things, and you'll be happy because you don't need to pay much. But actually, it's something bad because you don't own anything. That means that the government can take that away from you. The last one, mass censorship. It already happens with Trump. It already happens with a lot of people. It already happens with a lot of doctors that want to tell the truth. What happens? You get banned from social media. I saw a app called Getter. Uh, People claim it's from Trump. Well, I don't know. But here's the thing, folks. If the app is on the Play Store or on the App Store, they can delete that freaking app. Haven't we learned that from Parler? All right, everybody was jump shipping on Parler, but what happened? They deleted the app. So what's going to happen next with this? If there is a lot of conservatives, a lot of free thinkers on that platform, they can remove that because it's on the App Store and it's on the Play Store. So actually, eventually, this doesn't matter if it comes to the apps. So this is another story. But mass censorship, it's just obvious they're going to censor, and they already are censoring a lot of people that are telling the truth, that are trying to wake a lot of people up. It's already happening right now, and the same thing with the election. They were censoring this like crazy, and they removed Trump. They removed a lot of other people, and it's going to be more. It's going to be way more easy to censor people. Trust me, based on algorithm, they're going to check it and they're just going to ban you. It's that easy. It's going to be that easy in the future. Right now, you can maybe get away with it, but in the future, oh, get your ass ready for that because it's going to be scary. These are plans. Eventually, their plan is going to be all of this. They want this to happen in 2030, but I don't believe that it's going to take that fast if it comes to gender neutral and other stuff. But that's actually their schedule. Until 2030, all of these stuff needs to happen.